Live from the Bay Area's news station, this is the KRON 4 Morning News.
Good morning. Thanks a lot for joining us here on KRON 4 News Weekend. I'm Marty Gonzalez.
I'm Henry Tenenbaum. Isabel is off today.
Well, you know, it's been 4 years. Hard to believe, but it's been 4 years since Hurricane Katrina devastated New Orleans. Yeah, I thought the same thing when I found out about that. But 4 years ago, this weekend is when it was happening.
Ill wind.
Yeah. Well, this hour we're going to take a look at the continuing recovery efforts there, and also how actor Brad Pitt is lending a big hand and has taken a really front-line role in reconstructing New Orleans. Yeah, so we'll be taking a look at that. Also, the countdown here to the shutdown of the Bay Bridge happening later on this week. Going to affect a lot of commute.
A big story.
Yes.
What are you going to do? Oh, you can just come in through the Richmonds.
I'm going to come in through the North Bay, yeah.
Yeah, right. I was thinking a couple of people that work here who are like right by the Bay Bridge, and they're going to have to go a long way to get here.
Circle the Bay. Yeah.
Yep. To paraphrase one of my favorite movies, I have one word for you, Marty. Neuroplasticity.
I was going to fall into the trap of plastics.
Close. Yeah. Neuroplasticity is just one of the many elements in why we can overcome, why we get stressed, why we can overcome stress. Fascinating book called Mystic Cool, which is sort of a combination of spirituality and science in helping you understand why do you get stressed out and how you can overcome it.
Sounds good. We all need that. All right. Also, we all need some cool temperatures. Let's go ahead and take a live look outside because we've been sweltering for the past few days. And there is our welcome sight. Some fog over the city of San Francisco, and it is going to help keep temperatures down today. Let's go ahead and get the lowdown from Jacqueline Bennett.
Well, take a look at high temperatures from yesterday. Fairly warm out there yet again, but typical summer pattern. Coming up in just a bit, we'll take a look at what you can expect for the rest of the week.
Okay, thanks a lot, Jacqueline. Now let's get to our top story this hour. We have new details about the man that police say kidnapped and held J.C. Dugard against her will for 18 years. Investigators now believe that Philip Garrido may be responsible for several unsolved murders in the Bay Area. KRON 4's Reggie Kumar reports that police are looking into evidence that may tie Garrido to a series of murders over a decade ago in the neighboring community of Pittsburgh. Also, he's going to take a look at the long road of recovery ahead for J.C. Dugard, who's now a 29-year-old mother of two.
This blue tarp covers the backyard compound where J.C. Lee Dugard was held captive for 18 years. That's the area investigators are thoroughly searching. They say they plan to leave no stone unturned. Other than that, they're not saying much about what they're looking for. And now that Dugard's captors are behind bars, the 29-year-old victim can finally start the recovery process. Something psychologist Dr. Brenda Wade says is going to be quite a challenge for Dugard.
I would think trust is going to be one of the biggest issues she's going to have to deal with in her life. To trust anyone is going, even herself. There was no real adolescence, there were no friends, there was no prom, there was no life as we know it for adolescents. I think there's a lot here that she's missed out on, and trying to catch up is going to take time. We have a form of therapy called Reichian therapy that is very much about getting it up out of the body. She needs that kind of therapy that makes her feel like she has power, because her entire life since she's been 11 years old, she's been made to feel powerless.
Despite what all Dugard's been through, Wade says human beings are resilient.
We can recover from many things as human beings, whether it's an addictive illness, whether it's a physical illness, whether it's a loss, if we get enough support.
Wade also says J.C.'s entire family is going to need therapy, especially her mother and stepfather. They have to learn how to support their daughter as she recovers from her ordeal. Meanwhile, investigators will remain out here at the Garrido house for several more days. In Antioch, Reggie Kumar, KRON 4 News.
And as Reggie mentioned, police believe Philip Garrido may be responsible for several unsolved murders in the Bay Area. KRON 4's Dahl Lin talks to the mother of one murder victim who has been waiting for over a decade for the resolution to her daughter's case.
Menia Norell waited 11 years for new leads in her daughter's murder case. On Saturday, Pittsburgh detectives paid her a visit. They told her they were searching Philip Garrido's house to see if the accused kidnapper and rapist had anything to do with the killing.
I'm hopeful. You know, I hope that it's true. I hope that is true. And there's 3 other gals that were murdered the same time as my daughter, and I hope that it was him that did all of them. They'll put him away for life.
Lisa Norell was murdered after she left a dance rehearsal in 1998. She was 15, a sophomore in high school. At around that same time, 3 prostitutes were also killed in the Pittsburgh area. Police say all the bodies were dumped in an industrial area near where Garrido worked. Norell says she's grateful that police haven't given up on solving her daughter's case.
Not a day doesn't go by that I don't think about my daughter, or things that she missed out on, things I missed out on,
Police wouldn't reveal what they found on Garrido's property, but investigators could be seen Saturday picking through things in the backyard. Norell can only hope this is the beginning of the end for her daughter's case.
There'll be some kind of ending to the story. There'll never be a closure, but there'll be an ending to the story.
In Antioch, I'm Don Land, KRON 4 News.
Philip Garrido kept an online blog called Voices Revealed, and on it he preaches about mind control and other random thoughts. It's one reason this story has attracted attention across the country and around the world. KRON 4's Dave Gangona now takes a look at the huge media presence in Antioch.
Here on Walnut Avenue in Antioch, there are at least a dozen satellite and microwave TV trucks lining the street where Philip Garrido's house is. In addition to that, there are many more crews from all over the world covering this story. The media has been camped out here day and night as Antioch police continue to sift through Garrido's backyard for evidence. This man works a satellite TV truck for several media outlets.
I was working for a different network yesterday than I am today, and I've only actually gotten 1 hour of sleep.
There were so many media vehicles on the street on Saturday that it took this man who lives directly across from Garrido about 20 minutes just to access his own driveway to park his boat. As the investigation wears on, it's also taking its toll on the patience of the neighbors as well.
Now it's to the point where they can't even get in, even my kids can't even get in to come and see us. From the police department down there stopping everybody, but all this media and everything, it's just like out of this world. It's crazy.
This reporter is from Global TV Brazil. He told me why this story has captured the attention of everyone.
The human side of it, right? Doesn't matter what it is, because even if it was Australia, Brazil, Africa, whatever, 18 years in a home prison like this is terrible for everyone, and everyone in Brazil is interested in learning what happened in this home here.
In Antioch, Dave Gangona, KRON 4 News.
You can learn more about the investigation on our website, KRON4.com. It includes a story about Philip Garrido's claim that he had a magic box which allowed him to control sounds with his mind.